Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Mo and this is Mo Games, and I am incredibly excited to be sharing this experience with you all. We are going to begin, like many people have, the DLC to Elden Ring. Before we get into this, I want to establish some context as to the playthrough you're about to see me undertake. I think it's always good to see kind of the circumstances that each character is around, the build, where everyone's at going into this. And for my specific context, I am using the character I ran through the game with originally. So this is essentially the character I made when the game came out. I had it on the PS4. When the PS5 edition came out, I transferred over to the PS5 edition. And this character you're seeing was the first character I ever made. And this is currently a new game +3 build. We'll go ahead and look at the level up, just look at the stats. So I'm level 273. Clearly, you guys can take a look at all these. I am more than stat efficient going into the DLC. So why am I choosing this over making a new character, getting a new character relatively ready for the DLC? To be fair, I think for all of us that love this game, we love it for different reasons and we take different experiences away from it. We find enjoyment in these games in different ways. I think for some people, the enjoyment of these games come from playing characters that, at least at first, seem to maybe be underleveled. But even maybe that's not completely accurate. I think a feeling I hold to very strongly with this game is that whether you're level 1 or level 500, it's really about the knowledge and the skill set of the player. And let's be honest, I love these games deeply. I love all of the FromSoft games. I've played all of them. I've beat all of them. And they are hard, and I'm not the best to ever do it. I get my enjoyment out of these games by simply just experiencing them, right? And what I mean by that is, in this playthrough, you will see me summon companions. You'll see me summon spirits. You'll see me summon the mimic. You'll see me use a shield, which for some people that's totally fine with, and for others it's not the style you play as. I stick to a sword and shield, a heavy, loadout. And now clearly, if you look at my stats, I could kind of at this point really branch into most things, not quite everything. There's some intelligence builds I can't quite get to, but I'm pretty versatile with the stats I currently possess. But I want to play what feels good to me. By no means am I going to play optimally. By no means am I going to try to find the niche way to go about certain challenges. I want to find my own enjoyment in this, and I want us as a community to be able to experience a playthrough together. I was talking to some of my friends about this DLC, and they've already started it, and we were kind of reminiscing on this game as a whole. And the conversation got brought up that Elden Ring, when it first came out, was such a amazing experience. And specifically, this is Elden Ring, right? This is not to compare Elden Ring, saying that the experience it offers is better than any other game out there. But the experience Elden Ring offers is so much fun in the way that you truly don't know what's happening. And that feeling faded away over time, right? Again, this is a new game +3. I've experienced everything the base game could offer, and now get to have that same feeling again in the same universe I love so much, right? Elden Ring is a phenomenal, complex, very rewarding, very challenging environment. And I'm so happy I get to sit there and experience the unknown of it. Not all over again, but in a unique new way. Besides that, guys, if you enjoy these playthroughs, please sit there and subscribe, share it with your friends. Let people know this is a game I love dearly, and I want you all to be able to experience with me, especially this DLC, because like many out there, I am truly excited to jump into it. I think that's about it. Guys, let's go ahead and jump into the shadow of the Erdtree and see how it goes. Let's get started. So real quick, the loadout I am using, for those who want to see it: Blasphemous Blade plus 10, Golden Great Shield. Again, I'm a sword and shield kind of person. Sometimes I dabble in dexterity builds, but I just feel confident with a shield, right? Erdtree Seal plus 10. I am trying to branch out into other magics, but when I first played this character, I really was interested in the faith-based magics, although I don't use them a whole lot. And I'm using the Tree Sentinel Helm, Tree Sentinel Armor, Gauntlets, and Greaves. Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, the Great Jars Arsenal, Gold Scarab, and the Pearl Drake Talisman plus 2. I think what I'm going to do is I think I might end up changing the Gold Scarab, because I know I have heard that the leveling is a bit different in the DLC. Something that actually, I guess, to kind of bridge the gap in conversation, I have managed to pretty much stay unspoiled from the DLC. I know the greater context, but I have really managed to stay away from spoilers. As I said earlier, I do know there's some kind of alternative leveling path, or leveling ability. I do not know the details of that, but with my level, and where I'm at with runes, and not knowing how this leveling works, I may go ahead and use a different talisman, in replace of the Gold Scarab. So what I chose to go with was the Viridian Amber Medallion plus 2. Yeah, I love the ability just to keep swinging, and so stamina is definitely a direction I want to head in. If I feel the need, I'll change it accordingly. Besides that, I can't think of too many other things. I don't want to bog down this intro too much more than it already has been. So let's go ahead and get started.
Were you guided here by kindly Miquella? I am Leda, and like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path. Touch the withered arm, and you too will be transported to the realm of shadow where Miquella the Kind now dwells. My compatriots are there already. Like us, they have heard kindly Miquella's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid.
All right. One thing that I will say before we jump into this is that when it comes to the lore of the game, these games do take me time to digest. If I'm able to make connections right on the spot, I will do my best. However, I think like many people and most people who play these games, it takes us a couple times through to really understand what is going on. Which honestly, for me, it's the fun in it, right? It allows it to have replayability. It allows me to continue to dig into the content. We'll see. We'll see what I can pick up on. I'm aware of the lore coming to this point. By no means am I going to get into it all. There are plenty of phenomenal creators out there who have just a plethora of content going over the lore. Check those out if you're not sure. All right. Another grand reveal, I hope. These games, especially Elden Ring, just excels at it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, what a grand reveal. Man. You know what's amazing? If you watch other videos on this channel, you'll hear me talk about art design. I do have a background in art, like digital art specifically, as well as some more like fine art. And I love design. And what's so amazing about these games is when you look out into these spaces, when I look out into this space, I know that everything I see in almost its entirety, I will be able to interact with or approach or or be at to some degree. um I am curious to know if there's a point in the game where I will be up in that in this tree, looking down back at this spot, reminiscing over the journey I took to get there. Here's to hoping. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And first thing I notice, besides the rest, is whatever giant creature that is, a fire giant maybe. We'll see. Let's go ahead and activate the grace. All right, well, I have no idea what to do. Something I just noticed is it looks like the tree is holding up a veil, as if there is a veil that's being cast over this land. I guess it makes sense if this is the shadow of the Erdtree. I mean, clearly it plays into this. But the veil draping over this tree definitely has strong messaging, whether I'm fully aware of its context or not. All right. All these graves. Actually, where am I at? All right, lovely. I believe this is a map. Map of the gravesite plain. Oh man, well, I heard this place, or this DLC was not small by any means. I'm excited to see how this continues to expand beyond this point. Man. Only if everything beyond that point is going to be as easy. It won't be. Everyone burned to cinders, burned away, put to the torch by Mesmer and his lot. What did we do to deserve such a fate? We merely lived our lives. We lived in peace. All right. That name does ring a bell. I think one thing I wasn't able to keep myself from hearing is Mesmer. I'm assuming, if not the main antagonist, one of importance. Will these things attack me regardless? Yes, they will. Well, you will. Heavy cracked pot. Not resin. Well, I'm thinking about it, guys. Let me know, what do you like about these games, right? I'm assuming you're watching this because you love Elden Ring. Shadow Realm Rune. Let me actually read that real quick. Golden remnants of grace bestowed upon those who fell in the realm of shadow. Used to gain 10,000 runes. The Erdtree, if I'm saying that correctly, The scatter tree, I almost just say scattered tree, is the shadow of the Erdtree. No wonder grace shines ever so brightly. Interesting. I guess the idea is everything that shines bright has a shadow. Just kind of thinking off the top, it kind of reminds me of, if any of you watch Naruto Shippuden, when we find out kind of the role Danzo and his group play is that for the peace of the Leaf Village, you have to have that underground element that handles business that needs to be handled in quiet. That's a crazy connection, but maybe that's what this is, right? Everything that is golden, everything that's good and happy, for it to succeed on such a level usually has to have some kind of element to keep it going that maybe is less than savory. And okay, not a fire giant. Interesting. Like a walking, I mean, definitely more than a bonfire, but like a walking bonfire. Let me get back to what I was saying. So, what do you guys like about these games, right? I would like to think that maybe I'm such an interesting host and narrator and player of these things that maybe you're here for me. I highly doubt that. I don't know if I'd be here for me. That's not true. I'm here for me. But what do you like about these games? What about Elden Ring or any of the FromSoft games? What element draws you to them? Blade of Mercy. All right, so it is a talisman. Raises attack power after each critical hit. Very nice. All right. Sorry, what I was saying is, what about games like Elden Ring do you enjoy so much? Let me know. Flesh mushroom. No. All right, let's touch the grace and then let's stop delaying the inevitable and see what this guy's about. Okay, something you'll understand about me is I get distracted. I have a goal. I get distracted from that goal. And so if I see something that looks interesting, sometimes I just kind of go for it without context. And I just need to go check it out. So that's kind of just what is happening. All right, nope, I'll focus. I'll go check out the walking wicker man. It's like a giant effigy. That's what Burning Man wishes would happen. Oh shit. Okay. Oh yes, was it fire giant heads on it? Okay, so he's just made of a bunch of people. That's fucking crazy. And I'm doing absolutely no damage. Oh. All right, let's circle around. Okay, crazy bird creature. Absolutely hate that. Oh my god, that has such reach. Oh god, I did nothing to him. All right, we may. What are you? One thing that I do love about like fighting enemies like this is that like there will come a time where I will be able to fight a creature like this, and the question I have to ask myself is like, what does that even look like? What does that path look like to get to the ability just to take on something like this? Let's see. It's just like a crazy move, just like kick rocks. No, I've done nothing. I've done absolutely no damage to him. Leave me alone. Interesting, everything here is kind of just cast in shadow. Black firefly. Oh man, you really do just dominate the region, don't you? Ugh. A secret tower painting. I'll have to find that later. Okay, well, I don't think this is going to be a tree sentinel moment where you come out to begin the game and you really just kind of take some shots at them and lose and repeat until you win. I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna have to be stronger. That's insane. Okay. Golden horn tinder. Backhand blade. Ooh, okay. Is this one of the new weapons? I knew they were introducing some. I don't know how many. You come over here or you stay away. We'll see. I'm not so sure about you. Backhand blade. Curved blade wielded with a backhand grip, a type of weapon wielded by horned scent for generations. A style of combat associated with this weapon is marked by spinning slashes and gouging thrust attacks. Skill, blind spot. Leap into close quarters to take advantage of the enemy's blind spot and gore them from the side. Inputs determine which side you strike from. This attack slips below the opponent's guard. Ooh, that's interesting. Very nice. All right. Very nice. Let's give him a shot. See how they do. Just in case, let's go ahead and keep Old Faithful equipped to us. Guys going crazy down there. I think that's all poisonous, or is that just grass? Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure if that was like the poison, like water texture. I think it's just grass. All right. Oh god, I love this. Well, I got caught not paying attention. Well, first death of DLC. Surprisingly not to the giant walking bonfire, but to a bird. That feels poetic for me. Birds might be one of my most hated enemy types in these games. Not because of anything specific, other than they're just more difficult than they ever should be. Dogs have that same energy as well. Well, let's go ahead and go get those souls back. Oh. Okay, I don't want the eagles. I want this thing. Thank you. All right. All right. I'm gonna assume this is an NPC. Oh no, there's multiple of them? Or am I wrong about that? Can't lock on, so... Erdtree Blessing. Erdtree fragments can be found across the realm of shadow. Consume these at sites of grace to bolster your Erdtree Blessing. Erdtree Blessing bolsters their recipient's abilities to deal and negate damage, but has no influence outside the realm of shadow. Okay, so this is the leveling element for the DLC. Interesting. Touch cross. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here the first of the flesh of my body. Okay. I'd have to assume this is Mikola leaving this message. Interesting.
Ah, Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that tarnished. Guided here by kindly Mikola. Weren't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside General Radahn. In battle, you can be sure I'll hold my own.
Alright. Cool. Well, nice to meet you. Interesting. So if she fought beside Radahn, does this mean that everyone who dies comes here? Because again, the idea was that no one could truly die. You would essentially wither away and be reborn, is the way I understood it. And again, it's been a while since I really dug into the lore of the base game. I wonder if everyone dies, do they come here? Or is it only select individuals? Curious. Empyrean Blood Burgeon.
Fie, another. Treading the heels of Mikola. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Mikola's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy.
Interesting.
And yet my oath I cannot overlook. If Mikola it is whom you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this. These are the sites of the crosses I found. I urge you, follow after Mikola. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Interesting. So I wonder if this is kind of the general purpose of the DLC is to follow the steps of Mikola. I mean, it'd have to be, right? Because this whole DLC is centered around him. You have anything else to say?
You, as long as you...
Let's go make sure your dialogue is complete.
Oh, another thing. Did you speak to our dour little friend? If you've yet to do so, have him give you a map of the... You'll find more of them dotted about these... They are Mikola the Kind's footprints.
Mikola the Kind. Is that the first time we've heard him be given that full title? I don't think it is, but it may be. Right, let's look at the map now that we have... Okay. So it looks like from where we started, we have an area behind us, village off to here. Let's keep exploring this first region. By no means am I a completionist, but I do want to see as much as I can of an area. Not because I don't want to backtrack, but just because, again, it just piques my interest, right? See what areas have zone by zone. All right. Okay, well, I already don't like these guys. Whoa. Are you all harmful? So what these remind me of, I do not know their actual name, but a summer ago, me and my wife went to Japan, and we went to the aquarium in Tokyo, and they had a little exhibit of little tiny guys like these. They just kind of like pop out of the sand, hang out, and kind of move back in and out of the sand that way. Let's see what's up here before I hit these guys to see if they're going to interact in some way. Tell you what, the feeling I do not miss is the feeling of suspicion about every inch of where you step. The tension is a feeling this game has mastered. And it's very much present here. Western Nameless Mausoleum. Our first mini-boss? Okay. I tell you what, I do not do a lot of damage to him. He does a lot of damage to me. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well. Let's run it up. Let's do it again. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Okay, well, you do not stagger when you're two-handing. That's for sure. Ooh, okay. You know, I almost feel like this guy is... I don't say classic threat. Okay, Andy heals. That sucks. Almost like this guy, and like a lot of this zone seems to be so far is like a welcome back. Like welcome back to hell. Like welcome back to the mechanics. And also just that it's harder now. Oh, I gotta go left when he does that. I knew it. I knew it. All right, let's go round 3. Is it the charm? We'll see. Okay, well, that was horrible spacing. All right, that was just a run full of bad decisions. I guess that's what I get for trying to shake off the cobwebs of old abilities. You get punished, right? That's what this game does so well. My time to strike is when he is as after this, and then if he's holding his crossbow and his sword, when he dual wields, it's time for me to get out the way. Alright, throw your little wind slash. Throw it again. Roll. All right, I'm more than you. Ugh. Roll. That's my time. Let's heal. Let's not get greedy. Oh, come on. There you go. Hell yeah. Man. It's been a while since I had that feeling. It's been a while since I'd actually sit there and really just grind out a battle. God, it feels good. Great Sword of Solitude, Helm of Solitude, Armor of Solitude, Gaunts of Solitude, Greaves of Solitude. This strikes me as aesthetically aligning to Berserk. Let's actually read the item descriptions on these. Let's see. Great Sword of Solitude. Steel great sword wielded by the Knights of Solitary Gale or Goal. Through a secret rite, they relinquish their hearts for heightened battle prowess. Next, they engrave their blades with two crests, one depicting the light of birth and the other solitude. Unique skill, Solitary Moon Slash. Alright. Let's go ahead and get my sword equipped before I forget. Great sword, standard pierce. So just like mine, besides other stats, but same base. Where am I looking? Steel helm of the Knights of Solitary Goal, part of a heavy armor set that covers the whole body in overlapping plates of steel. The nameless mausoleums of the realm of shadow are said to hold the spirits of warriors who lost their names or their hearts. Says the same thing. All right, interesting. Let's go ahead and put it on real quick just to see. I think that looks very badass. Then again, I love like the full heavy armor aesthetic of this game. All right, let's keep going. Actually, even better, let's find a location to rest. Shadow Realm Blessing. Revered Spirit Ash Blessing, Scatter Tree Blessing. Consume Scatter Tree fragments to bolster your Scatter Tree Blessing. The Scatter Tree Blessing bolsters the recipient's ability to deal and negate damage, but also has no influence outside the realm of shadows. Yes. Alright. Enough. Okay, cool. So looking at the map, it looks like the area I want to go to is actually on the plateau above us. So let's do some adventuring and see if this area is indeed out of reach. You all stay away. I don't like messing with y'all birds. Pretty sure that was it over there. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's teleport back and then go the other direction. Man, sorry I keep like flipping the camera around and like stopping and starting. It goes back to that point I made earlier, which is this game has really trained its players to always feel uncertain. And I definitely feel uncertain. Oh my goodness. Look at the beast claws. Are these new? Are these new items, like new weapons? 'Cause I know there are like claws. You have so much reach. Oh, okay. Ooh. Okay, okay. Heal real quick, real fast. Ooh, come back, come back. Oh my gosh. Please drop those. Absolutely. Beast claws, that's so cool. And the reach on those was crazy. Let's see. Weapon in the form of carnivorous beast, vicious claws. Used to perform bestial slashing attacks uncanny to humankind. That's absolutely correct. an imitation of the esoteric technique of the horned warriors. Those who carry these weapons wield it as though they have been possessed by a savage beast. Savage claws pounce like a beast who viciously slash into foe with left and right claws. Blood loss is 45. Okay. So you kind of just get the reach with the item is. Hold on. Where am I going? Oh yeah, there's something. I wanted to check out what's down here. Wait, is this all area 2 for the game? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, there's another one. There's another one of the Wicker Men. I'm astonished and terrified at the same time. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's see what this building is down here. Okay. Crazy dog. Okay. I want to level those up. The beast claws are really cool, but I think I'm gonna have to level them up for them to be viable for me. I got 3 things of healing left. Sure. Camp over there. You have a shield and a giant hammer. Church of Consolation. Okay. Black Steel Great Hammer. Great Hammer. Weapon of the Black Knights, Servants of Mesmer the Impaler. Okay, so that's his full title, Mesmer the Impaler. Great Hammer of Black Steel with decorative embellishments in gold. Blessed with an Erdtree incantation. Further holy imbuement will amplify the effect and greatly increase the armament's power. Guard counters cause a burst of power. Skill Endure. Assume an anchored stance to brace for incoming attacks, briefly boosting poise. Damage taken while using the skill is reduced. Interesting. That plays really well into the build I'm currently using. All right. All right. I may want to go ahead and upgrade this a bit. Bonk. Oh, wait. Bonk. What? Bonk. smack people around. Okay. Let's not be stupid. Alright. I really am digging this, but I'll definitely need to upgrade it. Alright, there's another fragment to level up with. That's just death. But what is this? Blessing of America. Let's see. Completely restores HP and heals all elements. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna hold on to that. I feel like that should be something to hold on to in case of dire situations. Is Mesmer's whole ordeal fire related? I'm curious. Between there's a lot of like burning and fire themed elements so far. It may just be this specific zone though. I need to look at that black firefly before I forget. Fire coal. Alright, black firefly. Flies in burnt and war-torn lands. Fiery butterfly with black cindered wings. Material used for crafting items. Flies in war-torn lands that have been scoured by Mesmer's flame. They burn in dark and slender ribbons of fire. It's interesting. Something I just thought about is the thematic butterflies, because you know they're all through the base game. How they each kind of represent a different characters. Again, Mesmer, Melania, Mikola. it's almost, it's not the same. It's just kind of where my brain's connecting the dots. You know, the thematic of, you know, each of these butterflies represents a different individual in this game's lore. It almost reminds me of Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight Archives with the Spren. How they each represent. Now, I've read much more of Sanderson than I've played this game, but how they each represent emotions and aspects of the world they inhabit. Again, kind of giving a visual narrative to a character's context. You know, it's solid visual storytelling, and this game is doing that very, very well. Okay. Let's go ahead and teleport back here. And we'll move a little bit forward before we go ahead and call it for this first leg of this incredible journey. I've already seen some really cool weapons that this DLC is introducing. I'm so curious to see what else it has to offer. Let's see. Man, this game does so good at making you feel so small. The scale of this game is incredible. It really makes you kind of wonder, like, you know, like for the creatures that are our size, you know, for the NPCs we've met already, for these creatures, like what is so large that it needs this kind of space to walk? But I guess, you know, you have things like, you think of like the scale of Radon, you know, those ideas where Radon and his kin are much larger than us. But it's just the scale truly like helps further just the magnitude of the environment we're interacting with. It's so cool. All right, we got another 2 people.
You must be the Tarnished. I am Ansbach. Formerly in service to Lord Moog, but now, like you, another soul guided by kindly Mikola. I'm hardly the steady hand I once was. My fighting days are far behind me, which is why I have chosen to dedicate myself to investigation, to discern Tender Mikola's ultimate purpose. I'd rather not volunteer service to a new master unless I know that I can be of use.
Interesting.
May I request a service of you? 6 crosses, identical to this one, have been discovered in these lands. They are akin to Tender Mikola's footprints, or gravestones, which mark what he's left behind. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing here. If you discover any more crosses, be certain to tell me. I presume you, too, are keen to know just what kind Mikola is doing.
Hello there. Together, we work. Together, for Mikola the Kind. Many things we have found.
Oh, all right. What you got? Pickled livers of different elements, mushrooms. Let's go ahead and grab the notes. Talk to more.
Like finding things for you, Lady Leda, her allies, and the forager brood. Things bring joy to all. I like for you.
All right.
Things.
Nice. Talk to more. Just like you enjoy having more things, or collecting things. So it seems like, unlike different or unlike the base game, where you had the large figure, whether it is Radon or Melania, or Ronnie, and you had kind of thematic underlings. It seems like Mikla is, pulling people together, like pulling them away under his banner, to where his grouping seems more of people, finding some kind of reprieve with Mikla that they may not have had otherwise. I don't want to say like a ragtag team, because that's definitely not what it is. But it seems to be so far that people under Mikla's banner are those of previous masters, or who had previous masters. Carved words coalesce. I have been in here a part of the flesh of my body. So is it, or should it be understood that these crosses represent an actual piece that Mikla left behind, like an actual piece of himself? It's how I'm understanding it right now. I'm interested to see how that plays out down the road. All right. Let's go ahead and see if I can upgrade here. Revered Spirit Ash Blessings menu. Consume Revered Spirit Ash to bolster your Revered Spirit Ash Blessing. The Revered Spirit Ash Blessing bolsters both summoned spirits and spectral steeds' abilities to deal and negate damage, but has no influence outside the realm of shadows. So I wonder if this game, like, I can't use my summons. I know I couldn't use my Mimic in the fight we had a bit ago. But I'm curious if that was, an instance with that individual enemy, or that's how they're kind of balancing, where you can't use summons outside of this environment. So if I want to use them, I have to find them here. Maybe is what that's suggesting. I don't know. We will see. For now, let's go see what's inside. Whether the doors are giant or small, takes the same amount of time to open them. I hate everything about that. I absolutely despise everything about that. Well, can't run away. There's nothing else to do but to do it. It's like a, God, it's like an ant, a spider, and a scorpion. They just took the worst things, put them together. Well, I guess they're not the worst things. They each have their place. But putting them together is definitely a no-go for me. Interesting. Okay, they have horns coming out of the skull. I guess this probably has something to do with the omens in the base game. A revered spirit ash. Okay, so this is just the text box I read a second ago. Revered spirit ash. Thank you. Shadow Realm Rune. Alright, cool. You always gotta check the invisible walls. I know in base Elden Ring there weren't many. Well, some dungeons, like that was the whole motif of the dungeon itself. I don't recall too many of them in the throughout the whole game itself. Curious how many are going to be here, because surely there's at least one. Oh god, I hate it. Die with fire. Ugh. Billarat Tower Settlement. All right. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and stop here, and we will continue on in the next video. What do you guys think? How do you like Shadow of the Erdtree so far? I'm loving it. It definitely brings back a lot of those like fundamental memories of playing Elden Ring for the first time. You know, setting that giant burning wicker man right there up front definitely sets the tone for the DLC, just like the tree sentinel set the tone for the opening of the base game. That fight with the solitary knight definitely helped reestablish some core fundamentals that this game has, especially with recognizing enemy pattern. You know, very quickly I'm being brought directly back into the game I left a while ago. I am pumped to see how this continues, to see the boss designs, because they are always over the top and amazing. And I'm so excited to see what this game has in store for me and for us. Again, guys, this is a journey we are taking together. Mo Games, the purpose of this is I want to go on an adventure and explore as many games out there as possible. And this is one of many. Guys, if you like what you see, if you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, share with people you might think will enjoy this as well. Look out for the next one, because I'll be posting here shortly. Besides that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.